maybe
not
I should
like
say
beets? Beets are nature's candy.
I know, no, I can't condone beets. I don't like them.
MC Mario would.
He does love his beets. Yeah, but they make everything a weird color. They give everything a weird pinkish purple hue, and it's not something I want.
I will say this: my one major issue with beets, and I really like beets, is sometimes the next day you use the washroom, and you look down, and you go, "Oh my God, what's wrong with me? What have I done?" And then you go, "Oh yeah, I just ate some beets. I'm not bleeding out of my asshole."
I have that to look forward to then, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like that's never MC Mario's problem.
Okay, I guess not. He loves beets.
Yeah,
he's got to. It's his job.
it is his job.
Yeah, and he remixes.
And he
these,
bleeds out his asshole every day. I don't know. So I had the De Gaulle burger.
Okay.
I already listed what was in it earlier in the show, I guess.
He bleeds out of his asshole every day. What?
I don't know what's happening in these clubs, man.
That's why you can only do 15-minute stints during the week. He's got to keep running to the washroom.
Oh, man. So, yeah, De Gaulle burger, beef, foie gras, onion rings, mushroom, Oka raclette cheese. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with this burger.
You got the foie gras.
Yeah, I know. You thought it would be a little fancier.
Yeah.
And I like foie gras. I like a lot of what I saw in here. That's why I ordered the burger.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't very thrilled with the burger.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too.
It had so much promise.
Matthew, after we were leaving, we were walking down St. Catherine Street, and I couldn't believe it. It is still the month of August, but a Halloween store was open and operating.
Yeah. Very strange. Very early. I mean,
So early.
They're just killing summer off when they do that.
Right? They're more than 2 months early for Halloween.
No.
And summer is still running until, what, September 21st or whatever? September 20th, whatever?
Yeah, around that time.
So, don't kill the summer, man. Don't start showing me these gruesome things when I'm still trying to soak up the sun.
Yeah, it's there should be a law against it. I mean, I love Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
More than most, I'd say.
I feel like Halloween is your favorite
of
the holidays.
I don't want to see Halloween stuff in August. I mean, the earliest I start celebrating a holiday, I think, is Christmas, and that's November 1st.
Wow,
I guess that's still pretty early.
That's 2 months, pretty much, just shy.
Yeah, but you can hide that a little bit and say like, oh, I'm just getting ready for Thanksgiving. It's kind of
Thanksgiving's
the same
already passed, Matthew. We live
American
in Canada.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. What do you do on American Thanksgiving, Matthew? Watch that episode of Friends? Like, what do you do?
Watch that episode of Friends and that episode of the Peanuts.
Oh yeah,
the Thanksgiving. It's
Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
No, that's the Halloween one. I've already seen that one, but the Thanksgiving one, it's one of the worst ones. That's the one where they eat toast and popcorn for supper.
That's fucking lame, man. That sucks.
That sounds like the worst.
Charlie Brown has he has a reason to be so depressed.
Like, where are the parents? I mean, the parents aren't there.
They're too tall. They're off the screen.
It's like, do you know that your kids are celebrating a family holiday, something that they're supposed to be enjoying with the people who you love, and they're just out in the backyard eating popcorn and burnt toast?
Yeah, burnt toast with peppermint patty. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. It's a mess.
A sad existence.
Yeah. But the Halloween stores, and you know what? It's been about 7 years now.
Okay.
That I've been applying to work at one of these Halloween stores.
And you never get the gig?
I got it once. I got it 1 year, and one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Tell me about it. I mean, a guy who loves Halloween like you, I imagine that'd be right up your alley.
Yeah, and that's why I thought every year I'd give my CV to 10 Halloween stores. Keep checking in.
There are 10 Halloween stores?
A lot of them open up. They're all over the place.
Okay.
And I'll print my CVs on orange paper.
Oh, wow.
That's
a nice move. I like that. I'd appreciate that at a Halloween store.
Yeah, and I never get a call back.
Wow.
Yeah, teenagers are working at these places. Not going to give me the job? Very upset. So this year is going to be the year I do it. Just like 7 years ago, I was still going to Concordia at that time.
You were in school.
I was in school, and it's a perfect job for those months, October and a little bit of the month before, because you go in, and I was so good at it, Sebastian.
Tell me.
I could help people with I could help
Someone
people.
comes in, they
they have a
I
vague
need a
idea.
plastic axe.
Yeah, I was pretty
You're
good
like,
at.
Yep.
Here
There
you
you
go. No, sometimes it come in with
$22.
yeah, Jesus, it's expensive.
It's always so overpriced. All the Halloween garbage.
Yeah. Oh, those like costumes that cost $80,
Yeah.
but they're really just very
Garbage.
thin
Yeah, it's
fabric,
nothing.
and it doesn't come with all the accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, I would just tell them to, don't buy anything here. Go make it yourself. No, but they'd come in with a vague idea, and I'd be able to like pull things off of the wall and be like, oh, we have this thing, and you put these two things together, and boom, you're a pirate.
Yeah, okay.
And you're a better pirate than you would be if you just bought the pirate costume. But also, it was real easy to just cheat them out of hours.
Go on.
Like it got to a point where it gets real busy at a Halloween store the weeks leading up to Halloween.
Sure.
To the point where there's no way to tell who worked there anymore.
What do you mean?
There's no
You didn't have,
uniforms,
like, a
no
button?
T-shirts, no buttons, nothing like that. The only way you could tell who worked there is it was kind of chilly, so a lot of people were wearing like a windbreaker, and whoever's not wearing a windbreaker probably works there.
Okay.
But I just put on a windbreaker, walk around, no one's going to ask me questions. Those are the days I don't want to work.
Yeah.
But no, I was able to just clock in, go to school for 6 hours, come back, clock out.
Oh my God, man. And they were at no point were they like, wow, Matthew's working a lot, but I don't seem to see him around.
They don't know my name. It's like the managers, the people who ran the place, they were changing constantly.
Oh, really?
Always new people coming in, and there were so many employees, and there was a point where they did want us to tell them our hours. But when it got really busy, it was just like, I don't care. We need people. Just come in, punch in, and work. Like, no minimum hours, and you can do 15 minutes, do 15 minutes. Like,
okay.
just
So
do the
weird.
work. And so I'm most of that time not working.
Not present.
And
You're not even in the building.
And when
You're
I am
blocks
in the
away.
building, I'm even more hazardous to their company because I'm just scooping up all the things I want for my Halloween parties,
Yeah.
putting them in a big garbage bag and throwing it in the garbage in the back alley.
Why are you throwing it in the garbage?
So that when I leave, go through the back alley and pick up a big bag of Halloween goodies.
Okay. So not only were you were stealing from them in two different ways. You were getting paid
Yes.
for work you weren't doing, and you were straight up stealing.
But I was such a good employee when I wasn't stealing from them.
And you feel like it balances out.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think it balanced out. I think I stole too much because this stuff is so overpriced. That
So now, Matthew, are you really wondering why in the intervening 6 years they never rehired you?
I don't think they ever found out.
No?
I hope not. Maybe that's a good reason, but
Matthew, do you think the statute of limitations is over after 6-7 years?
I feel like no one's going after someone who's stealing. Because really, aren't they stealing from us? These big Halloween corporations just trying to get our money?
Matthew, you're a regular All Hallows Robin Hood.
I kept it all for myself, though.
Oh, okay. Well, still arguable, I guess. You could
Yeah.
still be Robin Hood if you consider yourself the poor. If we just bend the facts the right way, this could work.
Bending facts is how this country was founded. It was a statement that has no backing.
Okay. So I didn't love our service. Aside from my prejudices against the French from France, and their gross faces and inbred features and lame kicks, the service wasn't especially good.
Very subpar.
Yeah. He took our orders, walked away, then came back with a scrap of paper saying, "My brain doesn't work today." Well, he said it all in French, but I'm translating for our purposes.
Yeah.
That his brain doesn't work today, and asked us to repeat our entire orders. He didn't remember. All he remembered was that you were having a burger with no tomato.
Yeah. And it's only because I made an adjustment to the menu that it stuck with him.
Yeah, exactly. So he didn't remember anything at all. Wrote down our orders and left. You got no refill on your water until I specifically asked.
And even then, only half a glass.
What's that about?
He took the glass away. There's no pictures?
Yeah, I saw other people with pictures. This Frenchman was just too goddamn lazy, like a proper Frenchman. He just wanted to be biking around with a cigarette and a baguette.
Where's the quality assurance?
Not at Vladimir Poutine.
Where's MC Mario when you need him?
Right? Well, he's master mixing, I guess.
But
Or he was master mixing last night, and this is too early Wednesday at lunch.
well, you get into the restaurant game, you need to start overseeing your restaurants.
Yeah,
or
you
else...
can't just be dreaming up puns and waking up in the middle of the night and building a restaurant empire on that, MC Mario. That's not how it works.
You got to follow up on it.
Yeah. You can't just release a master mix every winter and a summer hits list every summer and, ride the wave. Mind you, maybe he can. He's been doing it for decades, apparently.
Okay.
So, well, maybe that MC business is drying up, and he figured the restaurant business was the next step. Regardless,
Sure.
the service was subpar, and I somehow felt like it would be poetic justice if I left a Frenchman a very bad tip, because I know that they're renowned as bad tippers, because apparently in France the tip is included in the price, in the bill, and so they tend to not tip, thinking that it's included in the price.
Oh,
because
okay.
that's what they're used to.
Yeah.
And so I felt like it would be appropriate to tip a French server very poorly, as his countrymen often do to servers. Felt like there was some poetic justice in that. But I didn't. And Matthew, you, I guess, mistakenly offered me a 10 pence piece,
Yes.
thinking it was 10 francs or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's every time I get a coin that's not from around here as mistaken change, and I can't do anything with it.
It's just probably a peso.
Yeah, it just sits in my wallet and fools me every time.
Yeah.
And I just want to get rid of it.
You're like, oh, I'd like some raisin glossettes. Here we go. Oh, 10 pence. That's not a quarter. Dang.
Yeah, and instead of throwing it away, I keep it in my wallet. But
Yeah.
this time it was good. It's like, maybe it'd be a good insult. Pass it on a little bit.
There you
Pay
go.
it forward.
But I was looking at this 10 pence piece and how the Queen looks on English money. She looks a little older than on Canadian money. We're a little more flattering with her. It would seem like her jowls are more pronounced on English money.
Yeah, she is her cheeks are a little pudgier.
Yeah.
She's got cotton in there.
And I was saying how Canadians updated their currency in the past few years to make the Queen look older.
Yeah.
And you thought it was unnecessary. And I had to Google just to verify her age. I thought she was 90. She's 91 years old.
Jesus.
She's very old.
So old.
Yeah.
She was old when we were young.
Before we were born, she was old.
Yeah. Because to me, she's not even, not really like a real person. Kind of like how MC Mario wasn't a real person until I went to his restaurant. But,
Okay. So how did that make him a real person?
well, because then I started researching him. I was like, oh, he's born in 1970. And,
Oh, is that a fact?
yeah. And he hasn't done much more than master mixing and making a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So
Was that what was on his Wikipedia page?
Yeah, it doesn't even have a picture of himself.
Oh boy. Well, I guess you shouldn't. It's like uncouth to update your own Wikipedia page.
So
Isn't that it? You should
hoping
let other
somebody
people
else
do
does
it accurately, and then you could be like, "That's inaccurate," but that's the most you should do
Yeah.
to your own Wikipedia page.
Sure.
I don't know how this works,
But
I
the
was
Queen,
looking up the Queen
So they update. We've been updating her since.
since she was a young queen.
So she started off
I'm sure
young.
you've seen quarters where she's like clearly a young queen.
I mean, clearly she was young at one point.
Yeah.
Even if I don't remember it, but that's like. Is she aware of this? Like, does someone have to come over to her and be like, "Well, we're updating again. We need
Your Majesty, we need a new photo of your jowls.
It's like, well, we find 5 years have gone by and you're significantly older looking. So let's capture that. And do away with all the young images.
Your Majesty, your cheeks are sagged another half inch. We must take a new photograph and mint new coins.
That's so sad. It's only ever going to get worse.
And she's like, very well, do it again. Do it again.
Oh.
So we started looking at the Queen, her Wikipedia page.
Does she have a picture of herself?
There's a picture of
good.
her. She's smiling and waving. It's not the
It's not the
solemn
profile I'm used to.
that we're used to on our coins.
Yeah.
But then it says Queen of the United Kingdom and the other Commonwealth realms.
Oh.
And it lists off countries that she's the queen of.
She's the queen.
Dozens of. There's a number of them that she's no longer the queen of. I guess they have left the Commonwealth.
Overthrown
Countries
her.
like Malta, Fiji, and South Africa.
Oh.
But I started going down the list of places she still is the queen of. Australia, Canada, obviously, New Zealand, Jamaica, Barbados, Bahamas.
She's the queen of the